Good morning, everyone. Good morning. You know, this gospel passage we just heard, Jesus is giving us a lesson about the importance of gratitude. Okay? More specifically, the importance of gratitude to God. And as I was praying and reflecting on this passage, I was reminded of a story that I heard about a man who was up for a promotion at work. Right? It was going to be a big job, a lot more responsibility, and a lot more money. And he was in the running there were 6 others, or a total of 6 people, vying for this job. And he felt pretty confident. He was well qualified. But as the day of his interview approached, he began to feel a little nervous and have some doubts. And so the day before the interview, he stopped into church to pray. And he prayed, God, I just ask you to help me to do my best in this interview. You know, God, how important this job is to me. And if you can just help me to just ace the interview and get this job, I promise I will donate half of my increased salary to the church. And so the next day, he went to the interview, and it went pretty well. And about a week later, he got a phone call from his boss. The boss said, you know what, all of the candidates were excellent. And it was a really difficult decision. But in the final analysis, you interviewed better than anyone. And that was the difference. And so congratulations, you got the job. And the man was ecstatic, right? I mean, he had been working towards this moment for his whole life. I mean, finally, the day had come, he had finally made it. And so, on the way home from work that day, he stopped at church to pray again. And he prayed, God, I'm sure you've heard the news up there in heaven, I got the job. Right? I aced that interview, and I am so relieved. I am so relieved that I did it all on my own. I didn't need your help after all. So I'll hang on to that donation, and thanks for being there just in case. But you know what? It's easy for us to fall into that trap, to think that our own accomplishments, our successes are our own, independent of God. But we are not independent of God. On the contrary, we are totally dependent upon God. And God is intimately involved in every moment of every day of our lives. The 9 ungrateful lepers did not recognize the role of Jesus in their healing. And so they didn't take the time to give thanks. The man in the story didn't recognize the role of God in his success. And so he didn't think that thanks was even warranted. But the fact is that everything that we have, all of our successes, our joys, our sorrows, every breath we take is a gift from God. And so it's incumbent upon us to give thanks constantly to God. And that's why we're here this morning. Right? That's why those of you joining us on live stream are here. The word Eucharist means thanksgiving. And so when we share the Holy Eucharist, we share a meal of thanksgiving, a prayer of thanksgiving. And so this morning, as we gather as a community of faith, we listen to God's holy word, we share the precious body and blood of our Lord Jesus. Let us pause for a moment in thanksgiving to God for the many blessings that He bestows upon us, great and small, each and every day.